I'm like, holy shit, you can't handle jail. So we got to make sure that doesn't happen.
We are so excited to talk with you because we're only 2 episodes into the new season of Real Housewives of Potomac, and holy moly, it's off to a good start.
Yeah. There's a whole lot going on in Potomac. Like, Karen, we have me being mad. She's inviting people to an event at the same time, same place. I mean, it's a mess, but I handle it.
You handled it. You straight up told those ladies to leave your event so quickly. Can I tell you, I felt like I was being asked to leave. I was like, oh my God. So what was going on through your mind in that moment when they walked in?
Well, it's something that's kind of like an unspoken rule in housewife world. No one invites people to an event if an event has already been presented to the group, right? Ashley and I presented the time and the place for our GNA event. We hadn't explained to the ladies yet that, we were partnering with the National Brain Tumor Society, but that comes along. And everybody knew this was very important. And then Karen, all of a sudden, in her great grand dame fashion, at the last minute, she's like, oh, I have an event at the same time. And it was just I was weirded out about it because it's not typical of Karen to do something like that. Karen is Miss Etiquette. And I literally was like, you know what? I'm not going to allow these girls to have to choose between going from one part of DC to the other part and figure it out. I'm going to figure it out for you. Just go to her event. Right. And that was me telling them, you better not go to her event. And they did. The ones that did, cool. But the ones that were trying to do both, I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not second. I'm first string.
I agree. It was also really interesting because we saw the first episode of how supportive you were of Karen. And then I was like, oh my gosh, we're off to a good start. They're so close, and then second episode, this happens.
Yes. So mind you, that little birthday party I threw for Karen, I paid for. Production didn't pay for that. That wasn't something that they orchestrated. No, I paid for it, which I was happy to do. I want you to have a cute little birthday party. And I want us to have a cute little hat game. And I gifted all those ladies with the hats. I mean, it was just I did kind of go above and beyond, only for you to slam me in my face with, oh, I'm getting an award and I want everyone to come to my event. Oh my God. No. So the sight of those women coming through the door just infuriated me. Just get out.
By the way, the hats were beautiful, I have to say. I could tell that they were very good quality. Do you think perhaps this was Karen getting you back for serving the mocktail at her event?
The mocktail was actually me being nice. Because it was obvious she wasn't drinking. And I was kind of paying respect to the fact that I knew she wasn't drinking. So, the non-alcoholic is the grand dame. Yeah.
Let's talk more about what happened with Karen. First of all, I want to say she's never looked better. So there's a lot of drama in her life, and the DUI happened and the crash, but she's never looked better. What was your reaction when you found out about the DUI and the accident?
Karen and I don't live far from each other at all. And so I know exactly where it happened. I know, the exact street, the exact tree, all of that. When I heard about it on TMZ, I literally was shook because, I don't want anything to happen to Karen, and I don't want anything to happen to anyone else down that road. And it's a very dark kind of, it's just a very dark road, but it's right around the corner from her house. In that first scene, that episode 1, we talk a lot about my feelings of what happened. And I said to her, they cut it out, but I said to her, look, I've been out with you a million times, drinking, and, we're both completely drunk, and she handles it how we all handle it. We Uber home, or she has Ray pick her up, or whatever. She's not one to make those kinds of mistakes. So I was literally just in shock.
Well, she keeps saying that there's more to the story. And for a viewer, I'm like, what is more to the story other than, you got drunk and you got behind the wheel and you made a big mistake?
Yeah.
Is there more to the story?
I promise you, I have no idea. She's
Mhm.
told me that too. She's like, Gizelle, there's so much more to the story. I don't know what that is. I'm still waiting.
Do you think Karen has a drinking problem?
No.
Okay. Because
No.
some of the ladies like made comments like, oh, is it okay if we drink around you? And I didn't know what they were getting at. I was kind of confused.
I think that they were just trying to be respectful for what had just happened. I don't know.
Right.
But listen, we all drink.
Right.
But you just have to be responsible when you do it.
Right.
I
Yeah.
will say it's different how the OC ladies have handled Shannon's DUI. I think you guys have handled this with so much more grace and so much, like you guys have been more supportive.
Well, I think the difference is, and I was just with Shannon Bador, by the way. I think the difference is that Karen and I have a real relationship. We have a real friendship outside of the show. And I've known Karen for, I don't know, 15 years or so. And I handled it like I would handle it with like a sister, like, oh my God, are you okay? This can never happen again. What the hell happened? Like, I was really just having a conversation with her because I care.
Right.
Not trying to be shady. Now, I'm going to let the other ladies be shady. If y'all want to be shady, have at it. But it was bigger than being shady for me.
Right.
Sometimes it's not a TV show anymore, right? Like sometimes real things happen that actually could hurt people like physically, and you have to, step outside of the show, which I think some housewives have a hard time doing.
Right.
Yeah. And, Karen at her core is a very sensitive, sweet individual.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, you can't handle jail. So we got to make sure that doesn't happen. We can't have her in jail.
I love it.
Oh my God, that is so funny. So is it safe to say that we'll see you and Karen have this strong friendship this season? Besides, this second episode, you guys will come back together?
We have ups and downs, highs and lows. Yeah.
As any sister good friend does. That's kind of the name of the game.
Yes.
That's true. So one half of the Green-Eyed Bandits is no longer, Robyn Dixon is no longer on the show. What was it like filming without your buddy?
It was weird. There were times when I literally thought, oh, she's the next one to come in, or she's the next, I was like waiting for her to come into the scene, and she didn't, so it was a little weird. But I just got off the phone with Robyn. Like I talk to Robyn every day. Robyn is consistently in my life, but there were times when, but not for the other ladies. So like she doesn't talk to Karen. She doesn't talk to Ashley as much. So there were times when Karen would look at me in the middle of a scene and she'd be like, I miss Robyn. Where's Robyn?
Aww.
I know. So, and I'm like, for Karen to say that, I'm like, oh, you were
That's huge. How is Robyn doing? Because I would imagine this was a hard, housewives talk about it, how they were on the show and then they aren't, that it was like a hard transition. Has it been hard for Robyn?
She seems at peace.
Okay.
Being on the shows is a lot. It's hard work. It's stressful. I feel like the past couple of seasons, Robyn's been under fire big time. And she just totally seems at peace. We still do Reasonably Shady. And, I think that for her is enough as far as like being connected to like the housewife world for now.
I love that then for her. Like, I think that's great because it was true. The past couple seasons was not easy for her. So if she has more peace, then I do miss her though on my screen. I will say that. 2 episodes in and I do miss her.
Me too. Like totally miss her. Like totally.
But we do have some new housewives this season. Give us your honest thoughts about them, please, Gizelle.
Also, I want to know if you think Kiarna deserved the full-time fruit.
Ooh.
I do.
Okay.
And she worked for it.
Okay.
So I say yes to that. And I like Kay. Stacey, we like Stacey. Stacey doesn't take herself too seriously. She knows how to laugh at herself. She is quirky. So that makes her very much different from the rest of the ladies, and we like different. She does get on my nerves a lot this season, so we'll see that play out.
Oh, okay.
A lot. But I feel like Stacey was a good addition to the group. And as far as Kay is concerned, you know, we had a taste of Kay last season. So it wasn't like, I didn't feel like she was new. I felt like I know her.
I will say Stacey has a very interesting storyline. We just found out last night that she's still living with the ex-husband and they're not telling the daughter about the divorce until it's finalized, which I don't know how, I feel like that's a little strange, right?
Yeah, well, I tell her at some point in the season that this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we handle that. Like, it's, come on now. Like, you don't want, especially now. Like, God forbid, not God forbid, but you know, somebody in her class's mother is watching the show.
1,000%.
Yeah, it's like you gotta be honest with, y'all know me. I'm totally honest with my girls, probably too honest. And that's what I stand by.
Well, and her daughter's not that young that she won't have an awareness. You know, she could probably put 2 and 2 together, right?
Yeah, so just tell her. And you want her to hear it from you, not her classmate.
Right.
Yeah.
So your ex, Jamal, got engaged.
Yes.
What are your speaking of being transparent?
I was like, where are you going with this? Okay.
I was like, yes, my
Well, I was thinking about how honest you are with your girls and like how you always did share things openly with them throughout the seasons. So what has that been like for you guys navigating that?
Well, that's his relationship with them. You know what I mean? Like that's his side. That doesn't have anything to really do with me. So I've been letting him handle that.
Okay. And just supporting them, I guess, through the process, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, and now here's the question for you. What is up with your love life?
Well, I don't know whether you guys heard, but I just came out of a love bubble of sorts.
Yes.
Which damn near killed me, guys. It damn near killed me. I just wanted to leave. I'm gonna be honest. I just wanted to get out of it. Having nothing to do with the guys or the situation. I'm just like, I've been here too long. But having said that, the men's were there. There was
okay.
So you'll have to stay tuned for that.
Gizelle, I always tell you this, but I literally think you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. So like the fact that you are not immediately swooped up, I know is your choice right now because you are 10, 10, 10, 10,
10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah. We need to find you like a 10, 10 billionaire, handsome, everything you want. So we'll wait for that.
Yes, totally. And yes, I mean, are there a bunch of men in my life? For sure. Is it my choice how I handle them? Absolutely.
Right.
And I think that more women should have that perspective. Like, you know, a lot of women are just out to find a guy to be in a relationship with. And I think that they're doing themselves a disservice. Like, life is bigger than just a relationship. Like, let's enjoy it. Let's live.
Totally. I know you can't say much about the Love Hotel, but you did just bring it up. Did you have a good experience on the show? Because we've already heard some rumblings, and some of the rumblings haven't been great.
Listen, I do want to tell you guys, Love Hotel's a hit. Hands down across the board. Like, you guys are going to be entertained. I learned a lot about myself, to be quite honest. And I will take that with me forever. What I learned about myself. It was a great experience, I think, for all the ladies.
Okay.
Was there some ups and downs, highs and lows? Absolutely. It is high drama.
What do you think you learned the most about yourself after this experience?
I learned what I want. And I learned why I've dated the guys that I've dated in the past.
That's the hardest truth to face.
No, I was going to say, that's like deep. That is deep.
It was beyond deep. I was like, holy shit, I need to go back to my room and take a nap. Like, it was, you know, it was a lot.
I'm exhausted emotionally after this, but now I know what I want. Here's my checklist.
Here it is. So, yeah, I mean, but yeah, y'all, I can't spoil that. Y'all see.
Yeah, you can't spoil it. You can't spoil it. We're very, very excited about this. But going back to Potomac, I think a very big and interesting storyline we're seeing already in 2 episodes is your new friendship with Wendy.
Oh, yes. You know, I felt like, well, a lot has happened with my life. You know, I suffered big loss. My kids have left me. You know, I'm looking at things from a different perspective. And I do, looking back on my relationship with Wendy, I very much felt like a lot of other people were in the mix of it. And I was exhausted from it all. And I didn't feel like I wanted to even sit down with her and even try to hash it out, because I just was exhausted from all of the noise and negativity. But coming into this season, I really wanted to make an effort on my part, just speaking for myself, to get the group in a great place collectively. And if I'm going to want that, then I'm going to have to participate in that. So I really felt like, you know what, let us just sit down and figure out if we can move forward. If we can't after we sit down, fine. But let's at least sit down and talk about it.
Well, before we let you go, I also really want your hot take on the Mia Gordon Inc. like triangle that it is and how it's so messy, and I just don't understand it. So, like, can you give us your hot take, please?
So messy.
It's so messy.
It's just bad, guys. It's just I can't even make it good. Like, it's just I'm going to be honest. I'm Team Gordon. I really am. I feel for Gordon. I feel like he wasn't given the opportunity, because, you know, all relationships at some point that are going to go to the divorce side, it's a journey to get there, right? And I feel like he wasn't given the space, just him and her, to figure out what they're going to do without ink. Does that make sense?
Right.
So I'm Team Gordon. I am.
Poor Gordon. Poor all of them. It's like really messy. It's got to kind of come to an end.
It doesn't. Not all season. It does not. So buckle up.
Oh God.
Great. In for a wild ride. Thank you for that.